One of the most common questions, complaints, concerns that I hear in my parent coaching and therapy practice is I use consequences with my kids and they don't work. So I get more information, and a lot of times I find out it's not about the consequences themselves, it is about how and when they are used. So here is the surprising key to using consequences well that I recently wrote more about on my Substack, Parent Smarter, Not Harder. And that key is do not try to give your children consequences in the middle of emotional meltdowns. No matter the reason, what's happening, unless they need some immediate correction for safety, which is different than a consequence, they are not going to learn from your excellent consequences when they are in the middle of an emotional meltdown. So here's what's going on. When your child is having a complete emotional come apart, right? Like big old feelings coming out, they are not in control of their thinking. All right. The emotion part of the brain, we call it the lizard brain. It's the primal part where the emotions are lit up. That means the other part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, where all the good stuff happens, all the good thinking and planning and organizing and logic and reason, that part of the brain is shut off during those huge emotional meltdowns because the emotion part of the brain is firing, and that's all that's happening in their brain. The point of consequences is to teach, right? We give consequences to teach our children right from wrong, to teach our children positive behaviors, to reduce negative and problem behaviors. That is why we use consequences. Consequences are an essential part of discipline in parenting. I am pro consequences. However, I want them to work. I want them to actually work for you. So here's the deal. When your child is falling apart after they have done something wrong that needs to be taught and corrected, work with them through the come apart. Okay. Be with them to calm them, to soothe them, to comfort them. And that's okay. You are not, through your comfort, saying that what they did was fine. Okay. I promise you. You're saying to them, I'm here for you. I care about you. I love you so much, and I'm going to help you feel better. Okay. When they are calmer, then that part of their brain, the prefrontal cortex, can light up again. And you can talk to them about what happened and what are they learning from it and what should happen next. So, for example, once my daughter broke our rule about riding her bike outside of the perimeter of our, expectations and our rules. And when she confessed to us and she was very upset, we talked it through. We really validated that she came and told the truth. And but we asked her, "What do you think should be a consequence for that?" She was around 10 at the time. And she said, "I think my friend and I should not be allowed to ride our bikes for a couple weeks and we'll just walk everywhere." So an autonomy supportive move, a little nod to my book, Autonomy Supportive Parenting, is to collaborate with your child and involve them in decisions, including consequences. And you will be surprised almost every time I've done this with my kids, they come up with stricter consequences than I would have thought or than I would have given. So let's trust our children to be part of this with us. And guess what's happening? They are learning. They are learning right from wrong. They are learning how to manage their behaviors and make better decisions. And while that learning is going on, we are still connected in our relationships because we supported them through the emotional meltdown to get to the learning and the teaching. So I hope that was helpful. You can always find out more about my work at emilyedlinphd.com. You can always subscribe to my Substack, Parent Smarter, Not Harder.